So where did this effort begin? 4 years ago, I asked the SAQ to post bilingual signs at every outlet where a minimum of 25% of the locals were English speaking. The LCBO outlets in Ontario, wherever 10% of the locals are French speaking, have French signs, bilingual signs. As well, in any city in Ontario where there are over 5,000 French-speaking people, they have to have bilingual signs at LCBOs. So I asked the SAQ to put up the bilingual signs. Initially, they said that as a, what did they call it? Part of the civic administration of Quebec, they are not allowed to post bilingual signs. Maitre Harold Stavis informed them and sent them the law and advised them that they were wrong and that they could indeed post bilingual signs. So they ignored that for months. Eventually they responded. I forgot what they said, but in the interim I had many people contacting the SAQ, advising them that they would shop, buy their wines in Ontario where they were cheaper, and also hard liquor, etc. Many people contacted the SAQ. Eventually, the SAQ decided to give us a bone, and that consisted of putting up 2 signs in 65 different locations. I've never seen one of them, but they said that they were bilingual signs. I didn't give up. I had a GoFundMe page, and the GoFundMe page was initially collecting monetary donations, and then I took advantage of the Tangerine's offer of, if anybody opens up an account, that the individual opening up the account would get $50 and the referrer would also get $50. So the referrer's money went to the GoFundMe page for the campaign, which was going to be numerous Facebook ads in the Greater Montreal area in both English and French, advising everyone, and this would be before people went away on their summer vacations, etc., and inform them that the prices of wine at the LCBO were significantly less expensive than at the SAQ. I kept on bringing over printouts of the GoFundMe page to the finance minister, Carlos Leteo's house. He lived not too far away from me in Dorval. Ultimately, the SAQ announced that their prices were going to come down to the same level of LCBOs. Now that was funny because I had all this money, and what was I going to do with it? The whole idea was to cost the SAQ money by having people get their wine in Ontario. So the SAQ did me a favor. They capitulated without even having to spend money. I think $250 was actually spent on Facebook ads. Eventually, I asked the office of the finance minister, the ex-finance minister, Carlos Leteo, what led to the SAQ lowering their prices. I received, finally, after a couple of months, a response from a political attaché of Carlos Leteo, and he advised me that the government of Quebec had requested a study be performed of pricing policy at the SAQ by an independent accounting firm. The result of the study was that the SAQ should lower their wine prices. Well, I found it very coincidental. So I have made requests of the access to information of cities, of the province, various departments, etc., over the years. So it was nothing new to me. I asked the SAQ access to information for the study that the political attaché was telling me about. They replied telling me that there was no such study, that if there had been a study, that they would definitely be aware of it, and they told me to contact the Ministry of Finance, Access to Information, and ask them the same question. I did, and the same result. There was never any study performed. So I brought that to the attention of the political attaché of Carlos Sotelo, and he informed me that they were telling the truth. So I've since asked him to produce the study, give him the opportunity to show that he was telling the truth. He has not produced the study, so in all honesty, I believe that until they produce some sort of a study with the conclusions, that my efforts and the efforts of many people who contacted the SAQ and donated and whatever, demonstrated with me, were responsible for the SAQ lowering their prices. I'm also a volunteer fundraising consultant and charity activist, and I encourage everybody who has saved money on wine for the last 2.5 years, and it's probably $1.25 a bottle, to figure out how much wine, how many bottles they have consumed in the last 2.5 years, and make a donation to the COVID-19 fund of their choice, an amount equal to what they saved. You are still going to get a tax receipt. You will still have your savings, and I think that considering what the world is going through, that it would be very, very nice if people showed their gratitude for what was accomplished. Thank you very much.